camera change position. One moment, if you're joining me right quick, just ignore as I adjust my camera. I wondered, I had to keep bringing it up, and then it seemed so high up in the air. And then when I went live, it was way up high in the air. So if you're joining me live, just say hello or howdy so I know you're here. And if you're watching later on replay, you can just say replay. I see Joanne is already here. Hello, Joanne. We are going to be creating a layout using the Silver Bells collection. That's our featured collection for the month of November. And it features the toffee, charcoal, mink, linen, and white daisy colors. We're going to use mostly the paper pack and sticker sheets, but a little bit of coordinating cardstock and also some of those lovely dots. And we're going to create a single page layout. And that's mostly because there's just one photo that I want to use. And I know some of you love doing layouts that are double page and have lots of photos on them. But this layout can actually very easily be made into the right hand side page of a double page layout. And you'll see why in a minute. Or a minute or five. Good afternoon, Jill. Nice to see you're watching. Hello, hello. So we are going to start out using a piece of white daisy cardstock as the base for our layout. Just grabbing that here. And I think I will adhere it down to my Versamat so that it doesn't shift around while we're doing our creating. So just putting a little bit of double-sided tape there in the center. And then lining it up on my Versamat, and that will help me when I'm trying to line things up and keep things straight. Now, I also just realized that my roll of adhesive is almost empty, and so I need to grab one from down here in my drawer. Bear with me one moment. Nothing like being prepared. So the layout that we're going to work on today, I'm using a photo that was taken during a sleigh ride. My brother had invited us out to have a sleigh ride with himself and his horses. And so we had a nice sleigh ride, the kids and I, during the winter. And I thought just the coloration of everything was just perfect. Sorry, crinkle, crinkle. Almost done. It was almost perfect for the Silver Bells collection. And it's nice when you find that, when you've got photos that you say, oh, that's going to be just perfect. So the photo that I'm going to use is this one. I mean, it's not a flattering photo per se, but it is one of the few photos that I took of myself for riding in the sleigh. It's a very large sleigh. He uses it for groups of people, so we were only using, the front third of the sleigh just for the kids and I. And going through this beautiful wooded area. He's near the Ganaraska forest, and so beautiful trees and everything. And the colors, even like the colors in my coat and my scarf, they all seem to go well with this collection. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mat this on some charcoal paper, which I don't know if you can see in the photo, but it looks really good with all the gray in my hair. Gotta make a positive spin on that one, right? Gray hair makes it look good with charcoal. And there we go. There's the end of the roll. I knew that was coming up quick. Let's get the new one started. There we go. We're just adding our adhesive on the back of the photo, and then we can go ahead and attach it to the cardstock. And this is approximately a 4x6 photo, so I've cut the photo mat to 4 1/4 by approximately 6 1/4. For most people, it would be that. Mine's a little bit smaller, a little bit oddly sized. And then we're just going to mat it up with that. And I think that creates a nice frame. Quite often you get photos printed with a white frame, but I kind of like having this dark frame. And it's going to act as a buffer between my photo and the paper that I'm going to use in the background, which I thought would be lovely because of the whole foresty thing. So there's lots of evergreens in this forest. And so we've got all the evergreens, the pine cones, all that kind of stuff. And of course there are still leaves in the forest in the winter. So that kind of works in with all those little details. And the coloring just looked so nice, don't you think? I think so. Anyway, so this piece has been cut to 10 inches by 6.5. And I'm going to go ahead and add my adhesive on the back. So you got to think outside the box. You might have looked at this paper and thought, how's she going to do a, an outdoorsy photo with this paper? But it's going to work. At least we're going to hope it's going to work. So what did I say? I said 6.5, and I want this centered on my page. So I'm going to have 3 1/4. So 2 3/4 up from the bottom. I'm going to attach that. And you always want to make sure when you're looking at this particular pattern that your bells are the right way up. You can't go by the little words because some of them are sideways and some of them are vertical. And you can also tell by the little swags of the little white pearls kind of things that are going across there. That's how you know you've got it the right way up. Then I want to add in some strips of paper. And some of these strips that I'm going to add are pattern paper and some of them are zip strips. Now this first strip is only a quarter, yes, 1/4 of an inch by 10 inches. And it is one of the pattern papers from the collection that has that gorgeous background color. My camera doesn't want to focus on things up close. And then just all sorts of leaves and different icons on it. And it creates a nice little strip. It almost reads blue, which I like because, you know me, I love blue. And so I've just cut that off the pattern paper. I put my liquid glue right onto my base page and then stick this down because I don't know about you, but I'm never going to get my my adhesive straight on 1/4 of an inch. So I always find just a little bead of liquid glue, and you can use your previous piece as your guide and just add that on there. So I'm going to put a strip top and bottom. We're going to kind of mirror these patterns from top and bottom. So another 10 inch by 1/4 of an inch strip of that same pattern and just butting it right up against the first pattern. Because this has a smaller scale pattern on it and because the background is a different color, it kind of stops this pattern and then says, okay, we're starting something new. Hey Mary, good afternoon. Nice to see you're watching. I occasionally look up and see comments popping up. For some reason, my comments are not popping up on my computer where I'm sort of watching the video, but they're popping up on my phone that I've got going on the side. Now, this is one of the zip strips from the collection, and you can always tell it's a zip strip because it's got the product number, it tells you what collection it is, and it also tells you the featured colors of the collection. And so again, this is a zip strip, so it's a 1/2 inch. And then I've got it cut at 10 inches. Pretty much everything's going to be 10 inches for a while. There we go. And this is nice. It's just a little bit of the gray and a geometric pattern, but it's a break from all sort of the nature designs in the pattern papers. Then this zip strip is more geometric. And we're going to do the same one down at the bottom. And the good thing is, when you get your paper pack, there's 2 of each paper, and so you get 2 zip strips. So you can do this. You can make 2 strips that are the same. And we will just tuck this one right under that last one, like so. And then I want to bring in from the sticker sheet, this lovely sticker sheet that's got all the foiling on it. The top half has silver foil, the bottom half has gold foil, and I want to use those sticker strips from the bottom that are a nice geometric pattern with the gold foil. And what I have done is I've put it in my paper trimmer and I have trimmed it to 10 inches. So this is 2 inches that are left over I can use for something else. And then I can just go ahead and peel these off. Now, one thing to keep in mind, there's actually a gap in between these two patterns, and this skinny little strip has the gold foiling on it too, so you could totally use that for something else. And in fact, there's 2 strips that, as long as you fussy cut out the other one or paper trimmer it out, you can get 2 skinny strips of this lovely pattern of gold foil. And there we go. Now, if I lift this up, ooh, you can see that nice hit of foil there. I like that. It's nice to have a little bit of shine, right? And then let's grab the other one, and we will stick that at the top. So there you can see on the sticker sheet what's left, that in-between little skinny strip, and then the one that's kind of attached to the base of everything else. If you take your trimmer and trim along that, then you can have a second little skinny one. And let's tuck this one on the top, like so. Stick it down. That's great. Stickers are awesome to put on because they already got the sticky bits. And then I'm going to bring in another zip strip, and this zip strip, I actually put it on my trimmer and cut it in half. So I have a 1/4 inch instead of a full 1/2 inch. And this is done in the lovely toffee color, and it's got sort of little vines and leafy looking things. And because, again, it's a little skinny one, we're going to just put our glue right on the base page, all the way across. So we started out with a lovely pattern, and we've just been kind of building on that lovely pattern by adding all of these strips, kind of putting the bookends on it. The topper and the bottomer. There we go. And then we'll put the other one up at the top. Run our bead of glue along. Like that. I find it so much easier to put it on the base page, because if I tried to put liquid glue on this little strip, I would get it all over my hands, and B, I would probably get it all over my page, because I would inevitably stick it down and then lift it up and then stick it down. But when it's dry and you're just putting it into the glue, you don't run those risks. So there, I really like how that's created a nice border of the white daisy around the edges. We've got an equal bit at the top and bottom, a little bit more on the side. So you can see now, if I had a second page, I had a lot of photos that I wanted to use, this could easily become my right-hand page, and then you could kind of flip this design and do a second page beside it, or even do just a little portion of it with this same pattern, because as we know, we've used now these foil, so we could do another 2 inches on a second page and then have something else farther off to the side, you know, make a different panel with something else. So lots of ways that you could turn this into a 2-page layout quite easily. Okay, so let's bring in our photo now. We're going to add some adhesive on the back. Like that. I think when you put these patterns together, the strips, the foiling, it looks kind of elegant, kind of classic, maybe a little bit grown up. It's not too many things about me that say grown up, but all right, so this is 4 1/4. So I want this centered. So 1, 2 1/8. So we're starting at 3 7/8, and we're going to slide it in just a little bit so we're not right on the edge, and lay it down, hopefully straight-ish. And then I wanted to bring in one more little strip of paper just for something that's a little off the beaten path, and that's this little toffee diagonal stripe. Let's see if I can get my, because it's just a little like 1/4 of an inch strip. And so this is a pattern that's not on the page anywhere else. And we're only going to do one of it, and we're just going to kind of put it so it's just barely on top of the photo and just there, like a little nod to the stripes. Now, tell me if you're watching. Are you finding that this, because we've tried 100 different camera setups, are you finding that this looks a little bit blurry on the video? I just want to know, because this morning I thought it seemed blurry, and I know if I try to come up here, it seems blurry, but I can't really tell on my screen if down here it looks blurry. So just let me know. All inquiring minds want to know. For the title for my page, hey Mary, nice to see you're watching. I see Deborah's watching too. Lynn says it's a tad blurry. Yeah, that's what I thought, and I don't know why, because we're actually using the camera that I always record with as the camera hooked into my computer. So I'm not sure why, because it never was blurry before. It must be something to do with the software that we had to run it on. Gotta love technology. I'm going to use this sticker here, the best time of the year, although frankly, in my opinion, fall is the best time of the year. This was winter, but you know, we'll give it a pass this time. Hanging out with my brother, that makes it the best time, right? Doing something fun. So we've got this best time of the year, and it's got a little bit of the gold foil on there as well as the nice gray. But this is going to get lost, okay? That font is really small scale, very fine, and it's going to get lost on top of the pattern paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in some toffee cardstock, picking up the color from the zip strip and from this piece of pattern paper that I added. And I was just making sure that I've got all the little holes punched out. And I'm going to lay it on top of my toffee cardstock. And then you know what's going to come next, right? Could be the shiny surface causing, it might be, but, well, we were using glitter paper this morning too, weren't we? It's hard to say. It just seems odd. Like my hand kind of seems out of focus everywhere too. Yeah, just really weird. We'll have to take a look at it. I'll get my tech guy to come and sort it out. So I just did a little bit of a rough cut. Now I'm trying to find the optimal spot to do some fussy cutting. So we're just going to go around. We're going to leave a halo of that toffee cardstock. And what this is going to do is it's going to bulk up my title and give it more presence on the page. It's going to act as a buffer between the pattern and the title. And it's just going to make it show up more. So we're just going to follow all the way around as smoothly as we can, pivoting our paper as usual. I was saying earlier that kind of looking through the camera right now is kind of what it looks like all the time when I try to look at things close up. So just a little bit blurry. There we go. Around the ear. And then we're going to get rid of some of this excess paper that's dangling because that gets in our way. And we're going to go around and you just follow the edge of the sticker. Now, some people have machines that do stuff like this. What are they called? Scan and cut print machines. And I have a machine that does it too. It's called my hand and my non-stick microtip scissors. That's my machine. It's the one I know how to use. Do any of you use a scan and cut type of thing, or are you like me and you just go ahead with the scissors? My scissors are always handy. All right, so we're just about there. Just going around the last little bits. And now sometimes I put it down and then I decide if I'm going to be really fussy with my fussy cutting and cut out any of those center bits. Because I'm doing this as a title and because I want to separate it from the background, I think I'm going to leave all of the toffee that's remaining on there. Just because that's kind of my purpose, is I want to create that buffer. So we're just going to apply that there, but I want to add some foam tape to the back of this. Give it a little bit of a boost as well as an edge. And that's not the foam tape I want. I picked up the wrong foam tape. 1 second. I want the thicker foam tape. There we go. That was the thin foam tape. And I want the thicker one. Now some of you may actually prefer thin foam tape in your albums because it takes up less space. And if you're going to get a lot more pages in, then lower profile scrapbooking helps out with that. So there we go. Mary is a fussy cutter. Yes, yes. Hi, Mom. Nice to see you're watching. Lynn's an old school fussy cutter, too. You're all my peoples. All you fussy cutters. Some people might call us a little crazy, but it's all right. We'll take it. There we go. And so let's now decide. I kind of want it to go a little bit off the edge, but I don't want to have a weird gap. You know what I'm talking about, you'll know. If you know, you know. Right here, because this comes in a little bit farther, if I had my title moved over a little bit farther, there'd be a weird gap of the pattern paper there, and I didn't really want that, so I wanted to get that little innie there right over to the edge. And we're only just covering just a little bit because the forest is beautiful, so we want to keep that front and center. Then we come back to the sticker sheet, and remember this half-size wreath that we had left over from another project? Let's just go ahead and tuck that in right there. Why not? We can totally do that. We're just using up our stickers here. And then up here, we've got this gorgeous cluster of embellishing that's already done for us. It's got silver foil, it's got the bells, it's got the pine cones and the greenery and the bow and everything. And I'm just trying to decide if I'm going to put it flat or if I'm going to boost it up. And I think I'm going to boost it up. We're going to boost it. So let me just grab my foam tape because I can't get the sticker off my finger till we get some foam tape on there. There we go. Once you get one piece of foam tape on there, then it comes off your finger because you can push off. Before that, it's kind of stuck to you. I'm stuck on you, it says. And we're going to add our foam tape here, there, and everywhere. Some on the bottom of the bells. Now, this is more foam tape than I would normally use on a piece of cardstock, but that's because we have to deal with the stickiness of our sticker. And so by putting more foam tape, that creates a bit of a barrier, but then we're going to bring in our anti-static pouch with that starchy goodness in there, and we're just going to pounce it on that stickery bit. We didn't take the backing off our foam tape yet. And what this does is it transfers and holds onto that starchy powder all over the sticker. And then you do a check. And look at that. My hand is not sticking to the sticker. It comes right off. And that's what we want. Just rub my hands off now because I'm all powdery. There we go. And then all we need to do is take the backing off of our foam tape. Such a fun trick. De-stickering of the sticker. Now, back in the day, before I learned that trick, I would just stick this on a piece of cardstock and I would fussy cut it out. It's either that or you got to use an awful lot of foam tape. Because what you're trying to avoid is having your sticker get pushed down and stuck to your page in weird places. Oh, I feel that's, oh no, it's the foam tape. I'm like, why do I still feel sticky? It's the foam tape. Never mind, it's all good. So we're going to go ahead and add this cute little cluster. And again, we're going to have this kind of coming off the side like that. So we've got nice gold foil here, silver foil here, nice mix of the foils. And then on this sticker sheet, we also have this little celebrate the season. And since we're talking about the best time of the year, we can just tuck that right in amongst the little bits there. We can line that up. Celebrate the season for a little bit of extra something. As well, we can grab some of these beautiful gold foil clusters of leafy goodness right there and there. And we can tuck these in. I'm just trying to find a spot because I've got all that foam tape under there. Let's trim off a little bit of the stem. Let's see if we can't get that tucked in. There we go. And let's see if we can tuck a little bit of this under here. Yep, we're going to trim the stem a little bit again. Tuck that. It's nice to use up some of these stickers, isn't it? I think you can do so much with the stickers on the sticker sheets. Let's see what else. Do we want any other words? We've got merry, joyful, good tidings, rejoice, peace, love, joy. Maybe the merry one. We could do the merry one, and we could combine it with this little tab that we put there. Just tuck that right down and stick our merry on there because we're having a merry time. Merry all the way. And I think that looks really good. Now I need some bling bling. Some bling bling on here. So, of course, we have our silver bells dots. Lynn's liking the page. Awesome. And I think what I'm going to go for is maybe a mix of these two. The white, I think, will kind of disappear too much. I've kind of got some plans for that, too. And I think we'll use some silver and some toffee to add a little bit here. So let's see. Let's grab a little toffee, or sorry, silver one there. And then a toffee. And maybe another little silver one. Just around our title there. And then we can also have a little toffee one, or a big toffee one. What am I saying? That's not a little one. And then maybe there. And let's go for another one. There. And over here. Sometimes it's nice to have three little groups of things. Doing our trio of trios. There we go. That is our completed layout, and we have plenty of space to add some journaling. I could put journaling strips here or something down here. I could even journal along the edge. Lots of things, and because I taped, let me show you here, I taped my photo at top and bottom, I actually have a little pocket here. So I could tuck some hidden journaling in behind there. Of course, you can always add a flip flap or something. I just stabbed myself with the piercing tool because I'm talented. So there we go. There is our completed layout using the Silver Bells paper and stickers and those lovely dots that we've got there. I can't bring it up too close because it gets even more blurry the closer I get. But we started out with our white daisy, and then we just added that large panel of the pattern paper and our mirrored strips of zip strips and pattern paper and stickers with that lovely golden glow. We popped up our title with the toffee cardstock in behind to give it more weight on the page, adding in some stickers for embellishment and a couple extra little words, and then some bling. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing that layout come together, and if you create a layout following this similar pattern, be sure to snap a photo of it and pop it into the comments so we can all see what you made. All right. Hope you have a great afternoon. Don't forget, we have Chat and Craft again this evening at 7 o'clock, and we'll see you then. Toodaloo. Bye.